Welcome back to NewsMakers. We are with David Round, Kathryn Dalziel and Chris Hutching. Well, one of the most controversial aspects to National's first budget, which has flared into quite a debate now, is the decision to gut the funding for adult community education, or ACE. The night schools will have their funding chopped by 80%. Is this a question of priorities, or is this politically delinquent? Chris?
I guess it's that core services thing, isn't it, really? We're going to cut out anything that's not core. Now, I think my wife has done one of these courses. It was really good. Whether or not we should all be paying for it in taxes, not so sure.
Really? Interesting. Kathryn?
I think people get worked up about the dog massaging classes, but I'm very sorry to see classes like ESOL and reading and writing, adult literacy classes for WEA not being funded. I think that is something that we should be contributing to our community. And I just find it funny that we've got a government who says less taxes, less government, and we'll get out, so that's what they're doing. But the impact on the community is, I think, quite significant. I'm sorry about this.
Now, David, I know that after this show you were dashing off to your gardening in the wind course. So, aside from that subjectivity, what's your reaction to the government's decision?
I don't know much about what exactly goes on in these classes. I'm opposed to the dog massaging. Other things, I dare say, are good. But the question is, if we're not to cut this, what are we to cut? Is absolutely everything that has ever been established to be sacrosanct? How on earth is a government in hard-pressed times actually going to save money if it's not allowed to cut anything? And for anything that it cuts, someone is going to start whining and saying, oh, look, my wife once, she did something wonderful there and learnt to touch the dog better. No, look, we live in hard times, and many of these people, if they want to learn something, why don't they just pick up a book at home? Or why don't they get something...
Well, if they can't read, David, that's going to be a wee bit hard.
Well, then, in that case, there are plenty of volunteers who will be happy to get them to read. Why does everything have to be done through a big bureaucracy supported by your friends in the Labour Party?
They need a little room where they can sit down and do this, and someone's got to pay for that.
They can sit at home in someone else's living room, and that other person can show them what the letters are.
How do they meet people in their community if there's no community groups operating, David?
There are tons of community groups. Look, there are emails, there are computers. They can.
So they've got a computer in their house now. Brilliant!
I think you should.
Citizens' information. If anyone who wants to, you don't need to go through some enormous funding process to get a bit of basic education in the evening.
I think they should come to your place, David.
Yes,
you'd sort them out.
That's right.
I'll tell them what's what.
Reading classes at David Brown's.
Exactly. Now, very quickly, very quickly, eco-bulbs. Consumer New Zealand has essentially given eco-bulbs the big tick, which is a big flick to Jerry Brownlee. Big Jerry won't be happy about this. The spiral shapes with the star performers, I see, by the way. Those squiggly, wiggly, pigtaily things. Have you fitted out your sockets with these eco...
As it happens, I put one in this morning, and I think Jerry Brownlee is quite happy with them too. He just doesn't like the idea of compulsion.
Right.
But look, hey, I'm relaxed. Hey.
He's chilled in Port Levy.
But
yes.
At the same time, it's not going to save the world, putting a different sort of bulb in.
All right. Kathryn, very quickly.
We've got to start somewhere, so I say let's all put in our eco-bulbs, and we just need to get on to disposal of them after the 2-year period's up.
Yes, exactly. And be careful with the mercury. Yes. Chris?
Well, yeah, I use them most of the places, except, of course, the dimmer ones. So we've got to use the old bulbs. But I'm not totally convinced about their longevity.
Really?
I've got, I've had a couple that I reckon go quite regularly.
Oh. Well, dear. There might be a night course on that. Right,
Not
now...
anymore.
No, true. Now, heroes and villains of the week. We've got 60 seconds on the clock for a bit of a whip around. Goodies and baddies of the week. Who wets your whistle, David?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call him a hero, but some sympathy for Dr. Worth. Poor Dr. Worth, who I think has been set up by a member of the Labour Party who probably encouraged him, unless he's a complete and utter fool. And I suspect also, if half the rumours are true, that there are going to be no criminal charges in relation to anyone.
Kathryn?
David Cowie, the transvestite down in Timaru. No one has got a right to look that good as a woman.
Yes, Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
yes.
No, I'm just appalled. So he gets both flowers and brickbats from me.
Chris?
Well, it's funny you should bring up Dr. Worth, because you'll see here on my piece of paper I've got the word golf written down. And he is my bouquet for bringing up this whole matter and doing a service to us all.
Well, he's certainly doing a service to the Labour Party.
Unmasking the gentleman for womankind.
Although, don't you think it's been pretty politically rotten the way Cops dragged it out?
Not a
No,
bit.
she was harassed.
Not at all.
You don't think Phil's sounding like a broken record?
It was a bit of an error, wasn't it?
Let's
to choose
hear-
a Labour Party activist.
Yes. Have we heard the messages that she sent to him? Oh, no. Let's hear that before we make a final decision.
More texts next week. All right, we'll get to the NewsMakers poll. Last week's question, do you support the government's decision to suspend payments to the super fund? 57% said yes, 43% no. The prize winner, T. Russell. This week, this is a sort of a sceptic-related inquiry for you. Do you believe Canterbury health officials are right to forecast that 1 in 3 of us will get swine flu, yes or no? Email newsmakers@ctv.co.nz. You can vote on the web, mikeyardley.com, or use postman Pat, PO Box 1100 Christchurch. Do so and you'll be in to win these very nice treats, the classic Chill Out compilation album, and also a shopping gift card from Pack and Save Morehouse Ave. Good luck, and we'll bring you the results next week. Thank you very much to our erudite panel for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you.
My pleasure, Mike.
In the presence of greatness here. David Round, off to gardening in the winter. Oh, and also you've got your stone mosaics tomorrow, haven't you?
Yes.
Yes. Kathryn Dalziel and Chris Hutching, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
See you
See you,
next
mate.
week. Good night.